progress. Hello, everybody. Welcome to my new Sunday market breakdown. As usually, we start on the DXY, on the US dollar currency index, and I can see on the daily we are in a major uptrend. As I can count the legs, we had here a low, wick, high, low, new high. This is the major bullish M that played out, and we can now receive after that big impulse some correction, A, B, C correction potentially till that first point of structure here, acting as resistance, potentially support here, aligning with the daily supply and demand zone, holding the price up as support, support, resistance, resistance, potentially support again. So I expect some correction, or we can hold here as support on the supply and demand zone, and we will make here a bullish M or a natural M, and then the price will keep on going to the upside. So that's what I expected. The price can stop here from that weekly supply and demand zone for now. If we break below it and we act as resistance, then we will go further to the downside. If I'm look to the weekly, for me it's a clear 3 out of 4. The trend is for you. We have this clear bullish M here. Within that, a smaller bullish M, first leg, second leg, third leg, fourth leg. Then the candle close, I will count it for me because we are closing above the supply and demand zone here. We acted as a support wick, so this can be holding as support to push back to the upside. And as you can see, this was a clear small resistance zone. We just didn't tap it, but I will count it with me. Support, support, almost a tap, small wick. I will count that with me also. Then the resistance here, nice wick here until the downside. Support when we are below it as resistance, and potentially again a support if we touch that zone for going to the upside. That's that. And on the 4 hour, we are in a potential reversal trend because we had here the high, low, high. You made the first time break here, and then we came back to the shoulder one, head, shoulder two. So this can also play out. And within that, you had also pattern within a pattern. Here, that bearish W here. It can also play out. So we will see what will happen there. If the price holds, you can see it holds when we were above it. We acted here as a clear impulsive flag correction when we were above it support here also. This was a false break here again, buyers. So we'll see what will happen there. Then the only trade I'm looking at for this upcoming week is CHFJPY. So on the daily, on this trade, we need to have some patience. So what I can see on the daily was we had here previous lower high wick. We had a lower low. And here lower high. We didn't broke this wick here. It's important to see that. We just made a new action from that wick. And then we made a new low. So this is your big bearish W. For me, it's a big one because it was making it in a lot of days. So it was, yeah, slowing down here, making here some smaller bullish M's. So for me, it's a big bullish M. And what I can see is we tapped these daily highs. So, and we received a nice daily candle close back to the downside. The only thing we need to be careful for is if we trade a trade here is that we have here a daily IC and that we touch that or we must close below it. Then we can take another pattern. Is that shoulder one here? Head, shoulder two. Then we have a pattern within a pattern there. That bearish W and then the head and shoulders. So if I go over the weekly, on the weekly, I have a 2 out of 4. For me, the trend is still bullish. For me, this was a low, a high. This was just a first time break. So actually, this is just an indication we can go more to the downside and the trend is still bullish. And you can see the trend made a new high here. So for me, it's bullish. And after that impulsive flag, we received some A, B, C correction. We made a double bottom. And now we received a day weekly bullish candle close. So we can go to the upside. But the thing here is we have still a pattern within a pattern here against us. So this bearish W, first leg, second leg, third leg, fourth leg. And then here that shoulder one, head, shoulder two, and what I can see also is that we made here the same lows, and then we can expect the same highs with the fake out. So this is just a fake out, and we can touch this previous structure also again here as potential support for going back to the upside, which is a potential thing that we can see. So this is the thing. So the fib is for me. The fib from this high till this low can work for you, or this one you can choose. Then the supply demands on acting here as resistance, sellers, resistance, support, resistance, resistance. So this is the clear supply and demand. So align with that I see here where the liquidity was found here in a previous move, and we can find it also here, potentially going back to the downside. So daily, we want to see a potential head and shoulders playing out. Shoulder one, head, shoulder two. We received a nice wick that triggered some sellers. So for me, that's obvious. And on the 4 hour, what I can see is the trend is still bullish. So this is clearly the pattern I also want to see on the daily. So we can see the shoulder one here sitting, the head, and then the shoulder two here. If we can have a nice candle close on this lows, an impulsive move, then we have potentially a daily candle close lining for the head and shoulders, and you can see then we can make here in head and shoulders, and then I can take the trade to the downside. So this is my trade, major high quality trade for the upcoming week on CHFJPY. I hope you liked it, and see you next week. Bye.